Good evening, everybody. This is a special report for 2/19/2018 for Chipotle in this upcoming trading week. First off, I'm going to start out with some basic information. The ticker is CMG and it's primarily traded on the NASDAQ. Current price is $305.63. 10-day average volume is 2.24 million. 52-week high and low is $247 and $42, and that's the low end, and $499 on the high end. Next earnings date is 4/23/2018. Ratios and profitability. Earnings per share is $6.16. Price per earnings is $49.61. Revenue is $4,476.41 million. Gross profit margin is 24.25%. Net profit margin is 3.94%. Return on equity is 12.74%. So first off, the reason I'm even doing this segment to begin with is last Wednesday, February 14th, I believe it was Wednesday, regardless, February 14th, it had its best trading day in over 4 years because they got a new CEO. Hopefully this new CEO can turn around the struggling brand. It's been facing several problems over the last 2 years with mice falling out, the sickness outbreak, the coli that they had, and a lot of people have shunned the brand just because of that, or at least the stock. If you still eat there, I still do, still like it. On the news, the shares originally shot up over 15%. Shares are off about 42% from its last 52-week high set last May. I see a possible 5% upside from here. I would like to see at least a 7% continuation for the stock to at least test its 50-day moving average, but I'm not holding my breath. And I believe that would put us right somewhere before, if we went up 7%, right by $400. So if we got to that point at $400 per share, I might think of jumping in for a long-term bullish position as an actual investment. But right now, I would strictly just trade the stock up and down and just be careful on the short side. Don't forget, prices have fallen from its all-time high of $758.61, and I believe that was August 2015. And it was one of the heaviest shorted stocks of 2017 and one of the biggest losers of the year also. So hopefully its new CEO, Brian Niccol, can aggressively repair the brand's reputation and possibly restore the brand to its former glory. But it's going to take time. Is it doable? Yes. Is he the man to do it? Hands down, he is. For people that don't know who Brian Niccol is, he's the former executive of Taco Bell who actually turned around Taco Bell a few years ago, and Taco Bell is just booming right now. So this is actually going to increase competition in the restaurant industry, or at least the taco field of the restaurant industry. And I believe Taco Bell and Yum Brands might be a little bit worried that he's actually over here in Chipotle. So at the moment, I would assume that a lot of traders and investors are very enthusiastic of the change in management, and possibly there might be a short squeeze occurring. And I would like to see a price target in the short term, the next few weeks, of 330, and at least by March expiration or April, right before next earnings. So right here, I have a weekly 4-year chart just to show you that this massive downtrend that formed over all that bad publicity they had, and then we had a consolidation phase, right? Even though the market was skyrocketing, it held its ground in this range for a long time. Tried to recoup, hit some good resistance over here, and then failed miserably. Bad news kept on killing it, formed another downtrend. So we had an overall huge downtrend forming. And then we had this little spike here, and of course, these bars are that massive sell-off the market had the beginning of February, so everything was going down, and it actually tested its support at 257.57 cents. So when this happened, the market was going up, green news, plus we had this news that came out, and we had a lot of short squeezing and panic buying right here, and that's why we got this big candle here, and we tested 305.63. Now, why is that significant? That 300 level is a big option play area. I see a lot of people buying 300 calls for March as well as April. So I would like to see this hold above 300 in order for this to continue to keep going up. So right now, this could be a possible dead cat bounce. Enthusiasm might fade, and it might test that 286.98 level. And if it breaks this, then it's probably going back down to 257, 257.57. So I'd be extremely, extremely careful here. But for day trading purposes, if this breaks up by 310 tomorrow, I would assume by the end of the week we can see 324.65 at least, if not higher, on this news. Just because we might have people wanting to cover their shorts, just because this is potentially game changing, and we actually can have a trend reversal. And here's a 1-year chart just to show you a little bit better picture of it. And I'm going to go on to a 5-minute 1-day chart, which I just want you to know that we took off on this bullish pattern beginning of the day, barely retraced and hit this lower V band, and just took off toward the end of the day. Now this is why I think we can continue to keep going up into this trading week, just because look at this huge volume that we had into the close. And if the market's green, I think that it very well can go to that range, and I would be aggressively trading it and scalping it at that level. So I'm giving it a Wall Street investment rating of 2.5 stars out of 5. Only reason being, it's purely trading right now for investment purposes. It's still way too long off to know if Brian can actually change the brand. It's going to take time, at least a few quarters. If you could do it faster, awesome. Then the short squeeze is going to accelerate, and before you know it, we will be hitting 400 maybe this year. And definitely, if that occurs, you will have people coming in and stepping in and buying and actually really covering the stock, covering their short bets. So I definitely agree on that. Just on the short term, we're looking for 330 and to go above to at least 350. And if not, if it breaks 300, definitely it's going to test its lows. So good luck, and hopefully you found this helpful.